Hello, everyone. We're glad to be part of this group. Hello, Gilbert. I'm happy to say that we have a very exciting story to introduce to you people, and we're very lucky to have Dr. Guo with us because as our chief geologist and president, he's been running the exploration process, and this has been a very exciting set of events that we've experienced over the last 2 years. This is one of the most remarkable geologic settings I've worked in the last 40 years, and having Tony and Miss Lou, our other geologists working on this, has made it possible to achieve some great results over the last year or two, and now we're ready to drill these targets. I would like to say also that we're working in areas that are First Nations, and we respect our hosts, and we look forward to working with them as these projects advance. So Jaxon controls the Hazelton property. It involves 678 square kilometers, and on that property we have 4 advanced projects that have various targets and 3 other project areas in development. Today we're going to be discussing primarily the Netezel Mountain target and project area, and also we'll make some references to Red Springs because we've had recent developments there as well. So we're in British Columbia. We're 40 miles northwest of Smithers. And we're close to a lot of our infrastructure issues are very manageable. So the Hazelton property has significant work been done in the past? No, we've done the work in the last 2 years, and we've defined Netezel Mountain as our priority target. Netezel is a fault-controlled sulfide quartz vein epithermal system with very high grade sampling and channels, float rocks and channel sampling, coincidental geophysical signatures, as well as geochemical anomalies that are all coincident. Red Springs is a larger, more complex system involving a copper moly porphyry target. It's extensively mineralized. It has 2 remarkable features. One, a tourmaline breccia occurrence, which is one of the largest in Canada, if not in the rest of the western strip up and down the North and South America. It's a remarkably large tourmaline occurrence, and at the same time, we have a very large, very high grade geochemical anomaly that's high in both copper and in moly and other minerals. It's polymetallic at Red Springs. We have a project at the Max, which is again a high grade silver, copper, gold project. Blunt Mountain is more of a porphyry target, and the other 3 projects are under development. They all involve porphyry systems that are copper moly rich. So this is a company which has defined a position in a very mineralogically rich area with a remarkable geologic setting, which has previously not been properly explored. We've combined these great and highly skilled people with this remarkable, set of rocks. So we're very excited by what we're planning to do in 2021 to drill test Netezel and also Red Springs. So as we said, this is an extremely high-grade silver polymetallic situation with silver, copper, gold credits and other minerals. And at Netezel, we have found, as you can see in the picture here, a number of artisanal workings. We're not sure when these artisanal miners operated, but we have been able to find a number of them, and we have sampled around these and collected extremely high-grade material in rock and other sampling from these areas. You can see here that we have not only one system that we are tracking, but we have 4 zones. Each is structurally controlled. Each has very high grade, sampling results, and each is. We think this is a very large system. In certain cases, you're going to see that these trends go for kilometers in length, and given the setting, there should be mineralization should also be found to depth. So it's these are big targets with have potential for significant volume as well as high grade. The drilling program we are planning for the 2021 will be designed to test these not only for their for extent and to depth. So it's an exciting time. There's the 4 zones that we have discussed, that we have discovered at Netezel, are all represented by surface, evidence. There's the Daisy zone, the Daisy North zone, Center zone, South zone, and East zone, and they're all structurally controlled, so that we can actually follow them and see where the mineralization basically has been deposited by the results as a result of all this mountain building activity, which took place back in the late Cretaceous, early Tertiary. So these are in the 60 plus minus million-year-old time spans. You can see that, again, this area went on a plan map, that it is extensive, and that all the various indicators, both the geophysical and geochemical indicators, are coincident. Again, more evidence that the rock and solid sample plane programs overlain on the magnetic surveys are all coincident. So these are very strong targets, and we've been able to vector our drilling as a result. It's very exciting opportunity for us to be able to target for drilling next year. This is an example of some exceptional rock. You have to be very careful when you take rock samples and put a value on them. So, I mean, but this rock in this picture is worth about $5,000 per ton on a net basis at current market values. I use the rock calculator that is available on a number of websites, but Doug Casey's group defined the calculator. So if you want to go back and redo these numbers, just get the Doug Casey rock calculator, and you'll be able to come up with these same numbers. But this is very exciting rock. Our only question now, which we'll determine with our drilling, is how much of it is there and how deep does it go. But $5,000 rock is very inviting from an economic perspective. Again, you can see, if you have any background in the prospecting area, or if you're a rock hound like Dr. Guo is, that these are very attractive rocks. I mean, you don't see the events that generate this type of rock, and that sets up hosting for mineralization. This is a unique situation, and we're very excited by the ability to drill this out next year. Here are two examples of adits that, previously these are 50, 60 years old, perhaps older, and this area was never ever prospected formally. There's been no systematic exploration. It has been held by some big companies that never really walked the area. They looked at it remotely, and they didn't see all the superficial features that that Dr. Guo and his team have basically mapped by hand. More examples of the visible mineralization on surface, which you can see, and again, just remarkable superficial evidence of a major system, which is just, you can track as far as the eye can see. The grades are on surface are indicative, and it's again a very exciting target for us. More evidence, again, if you're a rock hound, you can see the trends and the faults as they go up and down the side of the mountain in relation to the location of the adits. So again, this is how high, this is sort of intense, rock analysis, but we have so many attractive rocks that we can't help but show them to people because they're impressive. And you can see that the grades here of copper, gold, antimony are basically anomalous and highly indicative of a major resource discovery. Again, you can see the long quartz veins on surface here. And then the quartz calcite veins on the other side. So this is one of the most remarkably active areas where there's been huge volumes of metalliferous fluids that have been pulsed through here at a number of different intervals as these mountains were built. And the dramatic aspect of this is that everywhere you turn, there's another set of rocks to look at that are geologically interesting, but also are metal bearing. So this is a very, very rich area for our exploration team to pursue even other targets in addition to these. Again, the pictures that tell a million words. This is a remarkable area, and our drilling program will test this to the point where we'll know basically, how continuous this mineralization is at certain points to a certain depth and along strike. The area again has a variety of mineralizations. We have a high, intermediate, and low sulfidation. We've got stockwork. We got quartz veins. We have visible contact zones between two different types of mineralization that creates structural control on this up and down. It's very exciting for us to have this to work on. Again, this is the contact zone that is visible between the hornfells and the granites. We have a lot of material that's basically not quite pebbleized, but we have a number of different types of alteration phenomena. We have clays. We have all the signatures of a major system. And, again, we're very excited. We want you to be excited. This is a great opportunity. Again, porphyry mineralization, is also present. This is a system that involves both a major porphyry, an engine, and a lot of epithermal activity on that's distal to it. We cannot basically share all this data in across this type of presentation, but this goes on for kilometers and kilometers. This is a sort of a top-down view of the of Netezel as a target. You can see where the old-time adits are that we had the pictures of in the beginning. We have a number of targets set up here, and we have conducted some aeromag on this area, and we will be, infilling some of that with some other work before we drill next summer. As you see here, the dating range for this area is between 62 and 63. It's early Paleocene. The intrusives are 62 to 63, and there's a lot of different events around the world which occurred in same period of time, which resulted in some very large commercial deposits. So the geochronology of this is very favorable. As we get more and more dating information, it all is confirmatory of our overall view. Again, this is our phase 1 drilling program target, which we are looking forward to executing next year. We have a definite view of what our results are going to be, but you don't have those results until you drill the holes. And so these are very leveraged drill holes. It's a budget of about $2.5 million to complete this program. We're soon going to announce that we have hired one of the most capable drilling companies to assist us. They're going to become our drilling operator and provide other services to us. They're local to the Smithers region and have deep experience in drilling these types of targets. So that's going to be an exciting announcement we can make shortly. And we will do that maybe next week or the week after. Just one more comment here. We also have another major target which we haven't discussed about, which is drill ready. It's the Red Springs target. It has two amazingly powerful features that both coincidentally are proximal to one another, and this is becoming a major porphyry target. We will provide you information on that as well. That will be the target that we drill in phase 2 of this year, 2021. So if you wish to ask any questions, we're here to answer them for you.
Thank you, John. So let's go right to it. A question from Bob 10 here is asking about you have a January 20th press release. What does that really mean for the investors?
Well, I mean, there's what investors and exploration companies need are skilled operators who know how to leverage every dollar they spend, and we're skilled and we know how to do that. Our drilling program for this year is probably one of the most exciting I've ever been involved in the hard rock minerals and/or in the oil and gas business. This is a big deal program because the results can be so dramatic. So, our investors, the people who have invested in the company and been patient as we've reorganized and developed these targets, and our new investors, this is the kind of exploration initiative you want to be involved in.
Sure. Looking at Bill Ross' question there. Bill asking, do you see NDP government being cooperative with your project there?
Oh yeah, we're working well with the ministry. They have an initiative further north of us in the Golden Triangle, which is coordinating all the developments, the exploration and the production developments with the local First Nations there and the other stakeholders. We are actually asking them to come down further south to the Skeena Arch and work with us there. The ministry and the premier are not I would say they're remarkably mining supportive. They've done a very good job in supporting the industry.
Sure. One last question here from John Liao. If it contains multiple metals showing there, will it be easy to separate and extract separately in the future?
Well, that's a metallurgical question, and we have not done any met testing. But given the lithologies and mineralogy, I certainly don't see any problem, especially for the big metals like the copper, the gold, the silver. When you get down into some of the other metals, you could have some complexing that you have to figure out when you separate them. But right now, we don't see any problems with these becoming economic and relatively large scale operations, and they're in a setting that would enable them to manage the separations of the others over time. So it's not a concern we have now, but we've done no metallurgical testing.
Sure. Thank you, John. And thank you for Tony for translating as well.